Rob from Expedition Team Overland here in the installment series of the gear that I carry in my Jeep. So now we've turned into the heaviest and probably the most expensive kit that I have in my Jeep. I've been tweaking this over the years, and I think I've gotten it to what works best for what I have. Like I've said, when it comes to recovery gear, first aid, and tools, it doesn't matter what you have in here. It matters most what you know. So do I need to bring the biggest tools with me that might not fit in here, or there are a lot, like say a small portable welder? No, I don't have a welder. I don't know how to weld. So for me to carry that is irrelevant because I don't know how to use it. So also, I don't need to carry a 700-piece mechanic set when 600 of those pieces are tools or sockets that probably don't need to be carried on the trail. So I've fine-tuned what I have. So that's what we're going to go through. One thing that I have recently just bought is one of these grip mats. I bought this online. It's orange. It's got a stickiness to it, so it sits on a wheel, and it's orange. So if I'm in the dirt on the trail, I put my tools in here, or small screws and bolts, and it kind of keeps everything nice and organized. Last thing you want to be doing is on the trail. You're in the woods, and you lose a bolt. And so when you take something off, I've always put it right in here. Fits on a tire. It won't slip off a tire, so I can put a wrench in here, and it works really well. Next is a very basic voltmeter. So, like I said, I have developed this kit over the years of what I need. So, the reason why I have a voltmeter is in Easter Jeep Safari 2017, on the drive out, my communications radio was failing, and it was because it was over the years the antenna got lost its ground, ground, and it shorted out the radio. So we did not have a voltmeter with us for us to test it on the side of the road. So after that trip, I bought just a very inexpensive voltmeter, and I have it with me. So these not necessarily trail repairs. These might be other types of repairs you have. So it's always good to have if you have an electrical problem with a radio or a winch or any type of electrical problem. You have a voltmeter. It doesn't take up a lot of space. Various fuses. These work really well. I have there's a couple in here that are too big for my vehicle, but this will cover all the fuses that are in the Jeep OEM fuse box, and then my fuse box that I have for my aftermarket lights. And like I said, in my in my air tools box, is I have a tendency of losing valve stem covers. So I have another box of valve stem covers. Two different types of duct tape. This one is aviation duct tape. It's called speed tape. It's they do aircraft skin repairs with this. It's rated up to very high speeds. It's extremely strong. That stuff's not expensive on Amazon as well. And then just basic duct tape. Now, when I was in my black Jeep, I did not have an electronic disconnecting sway bar. I had to manually disconnect my sway bar. So I have this in there from those days, but I've decided to keep it. Is a crowbar and a mallet. When I had to use my, you always be able to get one side of the sway bar connected real easily. The other one you had to massage it a little bit. So these are just two good, nice tools to have. Next is I have some double-sided tape. So if I need to secure something for that. Safety goggles. These are really good because if you're doing something on the trail, mud's going to be falling into your eyes, so it's always good to have a pair of safety goggles. I have some various radio communication equipment. I have some connectors, so in case the connector goes bad. Honestly, these were just leftovers from like I bought a kit of 3. So, but in case I ever needed to fix my comm radio, I have the tools with me. 'Cause those aren't easy to find. Truck stops might have them because of truckers using it, but might be a little more difficult to use. Next, this is a big one to have. Is I have an aftermarket tie rod. So this is a tie rod end. So if my tie rod end were to fail, I have a spare one with me. So I don't have spare parts for everything. I don't carry extra alternators and whatnot. Here is just a large knife in case I need to, cut a bear up or something. But just a little piece to have. Now this is Gorilla. It is a to remove lug nuts, just a lug nut tool. Has the proper things. It has a little bit of an angle, so you get a little bit more of a better, some more leverage on it. Works really well to take a tire off. That's probably one of the most common repairs on the trail is probably spare tire. So then I don't have to dig out my the tool that's in the back of the Jeep that's covered. Next is a long wrench to get some more leverage to release a bolt. Now this is a little bit different. I honestly I thought I'd use it a little bit more often, but it turns out I don't. But I've left it in here, and the tool is in my tool bag. But this is safety wire. So if I needed to, this is from the aviation industry. So if I needed to safety wire something closed. But the reason why I kept it in there is if I needed to, I wanted to attach 2 things. So first I wanted to put some duct tape on, or if I needed to wire 2 things together. This is fairly strong wire, so I guess I just left it in there. I've never used it. It's one of those things I've just left in there for time. Electrical tape, always good to have. So next, I put this in here just because it was extra. It doesn't take up that much weight or space. Is tubing, heat shrink tubing. Don't carry a heat gun with me, but you could use a lighter, a match to if I ever needed to do some electrical work on the field. I can then waterproof it with tubing. And then in this box, it's just a very small stuff. Like I said, I have very limited electrical wire. I have some Loctite. This is for radios, for communication radio. Grease to make sure it doesn't get, you don't loosen up. And just some various other electrical components, valve stem covers, some electrical stuff if I need to do some electrical work on the side of the road or on the trail. Also, some of this stuff is also, if I'm going to a place like Easter Jeep Safari and I need to do a repair at the house or whatnot, I don't have all the tools with me, but this is enough to get me, hopefully get me through with a quicker fix. This is in here because it's just for space. Is a shovel to an army shovel. So if I need to dig out a hole or whatnot, I have it with me. Now, because the Jeep Wrangler has an inverter, I have a little bit of an extension cord. So if I needed to charge something, I have it with me. So this also comes in handy for when on that 2017 East Jeep Safari trip. I didn't have a Dremel with me because I needed to clean off the rust to get my antenna properly grounded. So when I go on longer trips, if I need it, if I have the room and the space, I carry a couple other various tools with me. One is my Dremel. Because I needed it then, I might need it in the future. But this is just an electrical extension cord because of the inverter I have in there in case I need to charge something. Could use this even for charging camera batteries and whatnot. And then last is a whole bunch of paracord. So in the event that we need to tie something down on a rack or on the roof, or there's a lot of uses for this. Just some basic paracord. Now the last part in this is my Blue Ridge Overland Gear toolbox. This is all my tools that I have. I have fine-tuned this down to the tools that I need. The most common sockets that I use, and it's all broken down into 6 compartments. So the first compartment is all the sockets and Torx. I went through my Jeep, and I kept a spreadsheet of all the common sockets that I've used over the years, 18, 19, 21, and such. And then I have a bunch of smaller ones and Torx bits. Don't need all of them, but it came in a nice kit and it didn't take up that much space. If I was running low on space, I'd probably just carry the ones that I know that I would be using. Next pocket here is all my screwdrivers. Here is the tool for the safety wire tool, and then various screwdrivers. I have more Allen keys in here, and a screwdriver set with various, one with a hex set that you can just take them off, so I don't have to carry a Phillips head screwdriver, flathead screwdriver. It all just interchanges. Next is a bunch of pliers, and this carries a bunch of the pliers. Like I said, you might need to do electrical work, so I have electrical pliers for stripping and crimping stuff, vice grips, needle nose pliers, side cuts, monkey wrench, all these different pliers that you might need on the trail. Vice grips, I think, are probably one of the most important ones out there, because if you snap a brake line, you can put the vice grip on there, tighten down that brake line, secure the vice grip to the vehicle, and then you can continue on. So to me, vice grips, everyone should have a pair of vice grips in their recovery, in their toolkits. Next is I got more miscellaneous stuff. Like I said, because this is an aftermarket tie rod end, hopefully I'm not going to be fixing this on the trail end. I could probably, hopefully, nurse the vehicle back to somewhere. But because it's aftermarket, most people probably won't have these parts in stock. So I have extra boots, because those are probably the first things that might get broken on it. So I carry all this extra stuff with me. And also, it's also good to have, I've had to replace these boots in the past just at home. So I just leave them in this kit, and then if I need to, I can just go into this kit and get it. Tape measure. If I need to do some type of an alignment issue on the front tires, I can use this tape measure to do my alignment. I have zip ties, a headlamp, WD-40, a couple extra, a folding knife in here as well. Next is some gloves, and I have the extra air filters for my ARB air compressor. More of a miscellaneous stuff, don't really need them. Gloves, I have gloves all over the Jeep. That's just I had an extra pocket for it. And the last one in here is wrenches. Like I said, I went through, and I'm not going to carry an entire collection of wrenches. These are the most common sizes that my Jeep has for suspension and electrical work if I need to get to that stuff. I just carry what I need. So I've had to fine tune this over the years. Work with what works for you. I know there's people who've done the Rubicon Trail, and people carry welders with them. They know how to weld, and they've been able to do a lot of fixes, because that trail has the potential to do a lot of damage to a vehicle. So it works for them, but because I don't know how to use that equipment, I'm not going to bring it with me. And also, I don't have the space for it. So this is a little bit of an overview. I don't believe this is like overkill. I think this is very very basic, and gets done with what has to be done. Like I said, I've added over the years on stuff that I've been on trips. I've been like, man, I wish I had a Dremel tool with me. I don't carry the Dremel with me all the time because I don't need it on the trail. But when I'm going to East or Jeep Safari, I usually have an extra tub. I'm not going camping. I don't have my food stuff, so all I have is basic my recovery gear in the back. So I have a little bit more room, and we have a house where I can take this tub and keep some of those tools in the house. So for me, this is a really good start. I hope to be adding to it, subtracting to it over the years. I haven't had to do a lot of trail damage in the past, knock on wood, but this is what I have, and I'm really very happy with the setup that I have. If there's stuff that you think that I'm missing or stuff that I have, please put a description below. I'm always willing to learn and see what you guys have in your off-road vehicles. So for the next one, have a great one. See ya.